Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to today's workout. So we're going to get started right in the warm-up. We've got a variation of burpees and things kind of around that today. So our warm-up's going to tackle a lot of those similarities. Let's go ahead and start in a push-up to down dog, just to get our hamstrings and chest opened up. So we'll come into our downward dog position, and then we're going to come forward, either knees or swoop down into an upward dog, and then pressing the hips back up. As you come into upward dog, really broaden your chest and your collarbone, shoulders back, get a good stretch to the front, and then press the heels down when you're in down dog to get a good hamstring stretch, pushing the head through the window. So we're gonna spend a good, let me get a clock going here, about 30 seconds or so. Let's get one or two more. 3, 2, 1. Just starting my clock there. Okay, let's move into some Spider-Man lunges. So go ahead and bring each leg forward. Come down to a lunge. Shoulders and arms right next to the leg. Front shin is vertical, knee is stacked right over that ankle, so you're keeping that heel grounded in the floor. These are really great for trying to jump your feet or step your feet back up to your hands for burpees. We're also going to be doing more one-legged squats today. So we'll have a chance to practice your pistols, your asymmetrical one-legged strength, one-sided stuff. We're also throwing in a new move today, single leg deadlifts. We haven't done these in a workout, just in a couple of warm-ups, but I think those will be really interesting today. Let's go ahead and get a couple more Spider-Man stretches here. Awesome, let's go ahead and turn it into inchworms, out to a push-up. So we'll stand, fold forward, straight legs, walk those hands out, hands under the shoulders, come down to a push-up, and then walk the hands back in. Whoa, how many of you were sore from push-ups yesterday? I know I'm a little bit sore here. We do have some push-ups today though. Hopefully it's not going to be as crazy. It's only 3 minutes worth. Push-ups are great. If you're doing that 100 push-up a day challenge along with Mike, then you'll get plenty of push-ups in today for that. If you're doing the burpee challenge with me, 10,000 burpees for the whole year, that's about 27 a day, then you'll get a lot of burpees in. All right, let's do one more inchworm, and then let's turn it into a Samson lunge. So let's come into Samson lunge, getting a little bit taller here, back knee, you can keep it on the floor, or if you want, you can come on your toes, lift it up for a second, feel a nice engagement and stretch to the back leg. Switching each side every couple of seconds just to keep it fairly dynamic. Reaching tall with the arms. I like to bring the biceps behind the ears, reaching overhead like I'm holding a barbell, practicing that overhead stretch, that overhead position as well. Keeping the shoulder blades pinched back and a good stretch through the armpits, through the front and the ribs, as well as through the legs, of course. Just get one more per side. All right, we're gonna hold a plank now for about 30 seconds. So your choice, you can go on hands or on elbows. And we'll start here in 3, 2, 1, plank position, 30 seconds. And again, if holding this position is too difficult for you, you can always come back to the knees, but I'm gonna challenge you. 30 seconds, hang in there. Make sure that your hips aren't piked up too high or sagging too low, keeping them right between shoulders and the heels. So squeezing the front of your legs, squeeze your butt a little bit here. 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Shake it out. All right, let's move into bootstrap squats. So go ahead and stand in a squat stance. Grab your fingers under your toes. Start pulling your head down to the floor, and then go ahead and pull your hips down. Look up tall with the chest, pull down to that squat. Use your elbows to drive your knees out, and then we're going to come back down. So let's do this for about 30 seconds or so. Just getting a little bit more depth in our squat, a little bit more stretch in the hamstrings. Nice and good there. Especially did those air squats yesterday. This should also feel pretty good. Let's get one more. All right, we're gonna practice a single leg deadlift. For this one, if you wanna have an object somewhere around like 5 to 6 inches tall, it could be a water bottle or whatnot, it usually helps to have something to reach. I've got my funky little medicine ball here. So we're gonna do some single leg deadlifts. So what you're gonna do is, let's start with one leg. You're gonna lift one leg up, just find the balance through, I'm on my left side, so I'm finding the balance on my left side, keeping my core tight engaged, kind of shifting my weight over, and then with the leg that's gonna go back, so my right leg's gonna go back, I'm gonna reach down with my right arm, because that's gonna keep our hips squared. If we reach down with the same side arm as the leg that's down, then you can see I'm turning out to the side. So let's go ahead and reach down with the opposite arm, have our object just a few feet, a couple inches, in front of us, and then trying to keep the back as flat as you can. So as you're reaching down, the back leg's gonna come up, and you really wanna try to keep this back flat. So keep your shoulders tucked back as you're doing these single leg deadlifts, and that's gonna make sure that your back stays flat. Just like a deadlift, we don't wanna reach down and let the shoulder roll forward of the chest. Keep our chest proud, pinch our shoulder blades back. And let's get 10 per side, so you've probably already done a few. Let's get them all on the same side before switching. We'll do 10 on each side, so find that balance, lift that leg back, squeeze your butt, and then reach down with the opposite hand. And if your mobility allows, perhaps you don't even need a target. Perhaps you can just reach down and touch your toes. But this requires, again, a lot of balance. And then your leg, we're gonna keep this fairly straight. So don't lock it out. You wanna have a micro bend, but you also don't wanna squat. You wanna make sure that you're keeping it fairly stiff. Kneecap is right over the crease of the ankle. So hopefully you've got about 10 of these by now. So we're gonna include these in the workout now that you kind of have a taste of what the single leg deadlifts are like. And then let's do one more plank hold really quick, and then we're gonna switch it to some frog hops. So we're going to start in 2, 1, plank hold. You can do on the hands or on the elbows, your choice. Let's warm up our core here for single leg deadlifts and for the burpees and anything else. I think I started this at the 35, so we've got about 5 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and come out of that and rest. And if that was 5 seconds short, whatever. Okay, let's do some frog hops. So let's come back to our plank position, jump our feet up into a squat, and then jump the feet back. So let's do that a few times just to warm up our burpee mobility. Now you can always choose to step up too if jumping is quite a bit for you. Making sure that you're bringing your feet wide. Big common thing is people bring the feet too narrow, coming up on the heels. So you want to make sure if you bring your feet out the same distance as your hands or wider, you can come with flatter feet. It's also going to be a shorter distance because your legs are spread out wider. They're not together. So let's get one more frog hop. And then let's do some roly-poly. So make sure you got plenty of space. Let's start with a piked roll. So you're gonna roll into your back and then you're gonna come forward into a hamstring stretch and then reach towards your toes. So let's do 5 of these. 5 rolling up to a pike. And then we're gonna do 5 roll to a straddle. All right, let's go wide. Roll to a straddle. Nice job. Okay, and then for the next one, let's practice rolling up into a squat. So you're gonna roll, come up into a squat, and then try to stand up. So what that looks like, you're gonna roll, and then bring your feet down, see if you can come up standing, and then roll back. Come up into squat, stand, and then come back. Squat, Make sure you shift your weight forward so you can come out of that squat stand. So you really have to roll fast. Bring your weight forward and stand. Okay, so that's going to conclude our warm-up portion. And go ahead and click towards the next video. We're going to go over the workouts, all the different movements. We kind of touched on some of those already. And then we're going to do the Burpees Gone Bad workout.